Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. The Federal Open Market Committee will be holding a meeting tomorrow, so keep that in mind. The 2nd and 3rd of May. Right. The truth about interest rates will finally be revealed tomorrow. They'll probably put it on hold for now. Why? It's starting now, fellas. This all started in March of 2023. And it's picking up speed as we speak. The term legends is soon to be applied to us. There is no humor about this. Also, this video does not constitute financial guidance. Now, though, take a look at this, Justin. Several regional bank stocks have dropped by 20% in a matter of minutes. Current losses for PacWest Bancorp are at 29%. The stock market has been put on hold. Presently, Western Alliance Bank is down by 25%. The stock market has been put on hold. There has been a 24% drop in shares of Metropolitan Bank. The stock market has been put on hold. Pliers on, fellas. It has started. So far, so good. PSC West Bancorp has dropped 35% since yesterday and has been halted more than 5 times today. The ETF tracking the regional banking sector as a whole has hit a new low, falling by 7%. When it comes to regulating, where are they now? Right. Many believe Bitcoin will solve this problem. Nope, not if you have any XRP, because that really does. In a word, no. The situation is so dire that the value of every bank stock is falling right now, right guys? That things have reached a breaking point where further progress is impossible. Why? Simply said, everything is in one place. Not if you check out some of the spots down here. And JP Morgan Chase will purchase them all. Absolutely right. Right. Because for what purpose? In order to have everything under one roof, of course. So that only a small number of people are responsible for holding everything at once. Right. Banks under government supervision. Demolition. Exactly. To make the most of what one has. The CBDCs, as you probably figured. She makes the point that JP Morgan is probably trying to establish itself as the leading advocate of biometric payments, such as paying with your face or hand. And so on. It's ironic because, if memory serves, Ripple formed a partnership with the armed forces. Correct, you need to put a chip, or chips, in your hand. Gentlemen, I'm not totally sure, but... Also, as of late, Jamie Dimon has been advocating for government seizure of private land in the name of clean energy. Right? To do in order to ensure proper operation. The male's in charge. We've known this for quite some time. Why don't people get it that BR can start printing money right this second? Far too large to fail. Wall Street is absolutely correct because it is incorrect. Warning, it's about to crash into an iceberg. Are you prepared? Numbers 1-3. True enough, in every sense of the word. No. Oh, my. This is totally out there, you guys. I refuse to accept it. The Unisys financial crisis has just broken, sending bank shares tumbling. You can see how awful it is becoming right here in this shot. In all likelihood, sir, this situation was even more dire. Unfortunately, it's gotten even worse, sir. Banks are collapsing, but cryptocurrency is thriving. Is currently at a full green status. Why? Right. Ponder the whys. They need what happened in 2008 because they are males. They either caused a complete market collapse or a very severe crash. Right. And then, in 2008, something else happened. So, what happened here? Around the same time in 2009, Bitcoin was introduced. Why? They capitalized on the situation since the timing was ideal. Those who were concerned about the future invested in Bitcoin as a means of escape. They are, nevertheless, still part of the same system. So what if it does? Combining banks. Wow. The bank merger was literally phoned in on a card from these guys. If the combined strength of all the bank groups in play is 5 or less, then an action token should be placed on any one of those groups. The group may not gain any tokens from this card if it already has tokens or is subject to an effect that prohibits it from gaining action tokens. At any moment, you can play this card. Right then, you need to do something about it. Consolidate the right way, dudes. All of these financial institutions have effectively amalgamated into one. We need to face facts. Right, seriously, that blows my mind. I refuse to accept it. To this day, I still can't believe it. Following the failure of First Republic Bank and the largest U.S. bank failures since the 2008 financial crisis, shares of major U.S. regional banks fell further on Tuesday. Right, that's what we're able to observe. With a 5.2% drop, the regional banking index reached its lowest point since December 2020. Any American bank is vulnerable to a confidence crisis, experts warn, if it can happen to First Republic. The financial sector represents the final frontier. That's it, guys, the final domino has just been knocked over. The decline has started in earnest. It has. It started in 2020 or even earlier, guys. But the pace is picking up now. If an Evercore analyst says that JP Morgan will be the government's first line of defense in a crisis, then of course the company will buy the rest of the market, right? Send it back to the folks who originally requested it. They currently control a number of financial institutions. Banks will likely be even scarcer in the future. There used to be 31 banks, and today there are 4,000. That must mean fewer men are needed. Thus, the dire straits in which we find ourselves have resulted from our unsustainable greed and reckless money printing. If the Fed doesn't change course, the situation could worsen significantly. Guys, I think we're going to be talking about the Fed soon. Let's see what happens. Here are some graphs detailing the performance of these stocks, gentlemen. Right, financial institution shares. Take a look. Since this tweet was posted at 10:54 a.m., I think it's safe to assume that the price has since dropped even further. Right. May 2 ND. So, as planned. Exactly. This is insane, people, while all that is going on. Ripple CBDC advisor, Anthony Welfare, says that he loves the narrative even if he is exposing them guys because of a comment from Jamie Dimon. This phase of the crisis is over, as the saying goes. Right. This is, well, really early on. The start is always the finish, right? The finish line is the starting point. You should head back west to find the next one. The economic collapse is occurring right now, albeit slowly. Absolutely right. We are on the verge of being. We are on the verge of becoming what, exactly? Legends. Please don't think this is funny. The term legends is soon to be applied to us. Right? Because we discussed it, the XRP community, the Riddlers, the Decoders, all of us guys, in general, have been discussing the impending collapse of the XRP ecosystem. Right. Especially us, but we're still, obviously, a part of the neighborhood. Ripple will be the only corporation with transparency because of this insane tweet by Barbara Crooks. Isn't it strange that banks are failing right now? Why now instead of 3, 2, or 1 years ago? Right. You are familiar with the regulations. The passage of time reveals everything, dudes. Why? The old global financial system is collapsing, and a new one will be ushered in with the help of Ripple and Stellar. Insightful timing. Timing is everything, right guys? Their work is flawless in every way, right? They never do anything by accident. Why? The plan was always for the banking system to fail, as is evident. But Ripple and its excellent XRP token will be the keys to the future of finance. The problem, and the people, can be solved by doing what is right. People will be relieved to have found a new answer, and their expressions will reflect this. Not to add Ross Vandermeer, another community regular who used to be right, is right again. Silicon Valley Bank in the west to First Republic Bank and Third Signature Bank in the east. Moving on to the east. Pliers on, fellas. Right. German Bank or Deutsche Bank. Get it together. Time to get down to business. Time to get down to business. It's high time, really. I refuse to accept it. I mean, this is just so weird. The stocks of all regional banks are in the red today. Stocks of regional banks have been suspended more than 30 times since market open. Wow, the stock prices of several regional banks have dropped by more than 30%. However, the FDIC has been silent, and the news hasn't covered the story. Where, precisely, is it that nobody else seems to be broaching this subject? Seriously, what's going on here? I don't see why they are disregarding the situation. What gives? Right. Do you find it intriguing? The FDIC might not want to provoke widespread fear because of this. Right. They intend for you to perish along with the ship. Right. This is it. This is the bingo card. This is how it all falls apart, guys. It will, of course, at some point. The assets of the three failed financial institutions in recent weeks exceeded those of all the failed financial institutions during the 2008 financial crisis put together. After accounting for inflation, what is the result? But the White House assures us that everything is fine with the US financial system. Not at all. Because they want you to go down with the Titanic, they want you to believe that. Right. They plan to pull the rug out from under everyone while they're sleeping, so they want you to be destitute when the collapse occurs. Sure, there'll be some awake guys, right? The experts need to take a look at the catastrophe they've caused. They find it amusing too, so keep it up. Right? I find this to be completely absurd. However, lawmakers have recently called on Fed Chair Powell to halt further interest rate hikes. What's up with tomorrow, fellas? Right. As a result of the Federal Open Market Committee meeting, we're going to be talking about interest rate hikes all day tomorrow, so mark your calendars. I can't believe it either, Mike. Hear this out. The phone is ringing off the hook. Many of these folks. Many influential people are demanding that the Federal Reserve stop raising interest rates. It would be incredibly bullish for cryptocurrencies and the stock market for risky assets if they paused it tomorrow. Right. Why? Due to the fact that the Fed has completely changed course. Right. There will be a little break, maybe even a cut, and then they will continue. In the future, clearly, we're going to pump non-stop until the collapse occurs. Right. Currently, the Fed is in a difficult position. No viable options exist. Which direction should they go? Skyrocketing inflation or banking crisis with more banks failing? Exactly. There will be no 25 basis point rate increase or skyrocketing inflation to cause a banking crisis, so relax. If they stop it, inflation will rise again, therefore who is right? Hyperinflation is on the horizon, we warned you. Ignore it, though. Banks will feel additional stress if interest rates are raised by 25%, though. However, the banks are under an enormous amount of stress already. What's going to happen, fellas? Right. The fact that we're here astounded me when I was a kid, and it still does. Experiencing these life-changing moments. These are truly extraordinary times. This is unexplored territory out there on the ocean, so to speak. Former Dallas Federal Reserve President Justin warns that the current banking crisis may be more severe than we currently realize. There have been calls for delaying the planned rate increase for tomorrow. Exactly. The downfall has arrived at this moment. Look at this. I don't think we're at the end of it yet, I think we're in the beginning. The beginning, in other words. The current banking crisis is due to. The collapse is the final phase, you people. The banking system is literally about to implode. The collapse. I believe there has been a substantial shift in the outlook for community and regional banks. Most of the financing for American small businesses comes from these institutions. The first stage of this, the asset-liability mismatch, has already begun, but the credit problems are just around the corner. I think the financial situation may be more bad than we currently comprehend, so I favor doing what is called a hawkish pause, where we do not raise rates but instead send a signal that we are in a tightening attitude. And I'd rather flip a few more cards now than be kicking myself in 3 months for not doing it. Let's keep the pressure on and never let up, guys. Drop Bitcoin. Let XRP explode in value like never before. The system will eventually fail and collapse. By 2025, we will earn our reputation as true ledgers. Don't give me money advice, fellas. I refuse to accept it. We are living through the greatest ever transfer of wealth between generations. Right. What if the wealthy are putting their money into stocks and cryptocurrencies and they have no idea what they are doing? Guys, they'll be wiped out financially if they don't get out now, before the crash. That's all I have to say for now. It's likely that male billionaires will become millionaires, but that the impoverished will become wealthy. Correct, since all of us can see what's coming, right? I plan to liquidate all of my holdings before the market crash, with the possible exception of XRP at a high price which I can't predict. If the price of XRP drops, I'll buy some to time me over until the new furniture system is ready to launch. If that's the case, then that's it. That's what I intend to do. I'm considering buying some physical gold and silver as well, just in case the economy completely implodes. Let's see what happens. As you can all see, today is the worst day ever for regional bank stocks in the United States. After JP Morgan's acquisition of First Republic, Jamie Dimon declared yesterday that the banking crisis was over. However, what could have been resolved in a week has dragged on for 2 months. It's a broken system, men. Right. It's about that time, and things aren't going well. Guys, the time has come. It's only going to grow from here. To paraphrase the CEO of HSBC, we do not believe there is a global banking crisis on the horizon. I'm at a loss for words if you still don't get it. One of the most peculiar aspects of the current regional financial crisis is the widespread ignorance with which it has been met. Even though 3 of the largest bank failures in history have just occurred, this news has received surprisingly little coverage. People are preoccupied with inflation to the point that anything else is irrelevant. Just at this moment, inflation has become a diversion. Right on target. They don't want you folks to succeed economically. Right. That's why technology exists, to divert your attention, right? Aside from sports, what else are you guys into? Right? The globe is experiencing that right now. Their goal is to distract you from success. But, guys, this isn't investment advice. Absolutely no financial foundation or recommendation. It appears that the climax is approaching. It will speed up, speed up, speed up until the switch is flipped. There was a time when men were not yet fully based, both financially and otherwise. In the end, please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.